So we're heading out to the barn because I saw my husband come out here earlier. Got to figure out what he's doing. So let's take a look. What are you doing?
See if our Wi-Fi will reach out here to the camera.
And why are we installing a camera?
So we can keep an eye on you in the garden, make sure you're under proper supervision.
We're like, so I don't have to get up in the middle of the night 4 or 5 times checking on a cow. Speaking of which, let's go check on Lopsy and the baby. Lopsy girl. Hi, Lopsy girl. So, there's our sassy girl. Wake you up. Big stretch. Huh. So Sassy is now 2 weeks old. And very interested in everything. So the day after Sassy was born, or the morning, the next morning, we went out and checked on everybody, and unfortunately we found some serious problems with Lopsy. 2 of her 4 udders were completely full, so full that they were very solid and had pitting edema. That means that when you push on it, the dent that you've pushed stays in place for a prolonged period of time, and that indicates some problems. And so we had the vet come out and take a look at her, and the vet tells us that she is not 2 years old, and this is likely not her first calf. So I'm sorry, did I irritate you? So most likely, the gal that we bought her from, we had talked to the brand inspector while we were in the process of buying her, and she had been told that it was a 1-year-old, and so she bred her with their Murray Grey, thinking that she was a heifer. So I think she was also lied to when she purchased this particular cow. And it's unfortunate because now that problem cow that they obviously were just trying to get rid of got passed down to us. So we now have a problem cow that's not producing milk. Just in the last few days, we've noticed that a 3rd udder and teat are sensitive, and she kicks the calf away when the calf is trying to eat. So it's only the front right rudder. It's only the front right udder that's producing enough milk for the calf, and that is extremely problematic. So Lopsy had a heifer calf. We named her Sassy, and it was not what I wanted. You can see in the video when I check what sex she is, I actually sound pretty disappointed. But my hope was that I was going to get a bull calf that we'd castrate and have a steer, because steers grow up and make a lot of good meat, and that was the plan. Now I'm having problems convincing Wes that she was here for meat. He says no. So Sassy, I guess, is going to stay. But now that we know Lopsy is not producing milk, I haven't been able to milk her. When I have milked her, I've only gotten about 2 cups, and that's not proficient at all, which leads us to a very difficult situation. So our homestead is only 2.5 acres. 1 acre is designated for 2 horses, because we have 2 horses, and the other 2.5 acres are for the other livestock. So we have a limited amount of space that we could have livestock on, and right now we have a mostly grown steer. He's going to be gone relatively quickly, which leaves my open heifer, How Now, the cow, Lopsy, and the calf, Sassy. With Lopsy not producing milk and getting to the point where she's probably not producing enough as the calf grows, we have to make the hard decision with her, which is unfortunate because I really like Lopsy. She's gentle, she's sweet, a little bit playful. I can touch her anywhere and she doesn't have a problem with it. She was going to be the perfect milk cow, except she's not producing milk. So with Wes wanting to keep Sassy, it's going to be a 1.5 years or more. Well, it'll be more than that. It'll be a couple years before Sassy produces milk. But in the meantime, Sassy needs milk to survive. And I am not bottle feeding another calf. I can tell you that right now. I'm not bottle feeding a calf. So the difficult decision is Lopsy has to go, and I have to get a nurse cow for Sassy. I've already talked to a local Jersey dairy, and they have what they said would be really good nurse cows. That's the decision we have to make on our homestead. I mean, it's a hard one, but economically you can't keep an open cow that it's dangerous for her to calve. It's just going to cause her more problems, and we can't keep her as a pasture pet because that's a very expensive pasture pet that just eats hay and takes up 1/2 acre of our land that we then cannot use for another animal. And since I am in need of the milk and a cow that can produce offspring, it just puts us in that position where she's going to have to go. So we have a butcher scheduled at the end of the month, and we have a nurse cow in line. We'll bring the nurse cow in and have her and Sassy get to know each other, and hopefully that won't take more than a few days to graft Sassy onto her. Sometimes my chickens lay on the ground and they look like they've been attacked and dead, but they're not. So Wes has decided Sassy stays. Sassy will eventually, hopefully, be a good milk cow, our family milk cow. How Now will also be, that way we can kind of stagger the breeding and make sure that we are always in milk and not having to have dual dry off periods where you're not getting any milk from either of the cows. But Sassy's growing really quickly. And she's getting into trouble a lot. So cross your fingers. Wish us luck that this all goes relatively smoothly. It's disappointing, the circumstances as they are, but short of taking Lopsy and the calf back and getting our money back, we have a nice healthy calf that can grow up and live on the homestead, and eventually we'll have some meat in the freezer from Lopsy and replacing her with a nurse cow. So that's the update for now. It's not a happy update, but that's life on the farm. So we'll stay in touch. So goodbye for now.